Kirby! He's a ball, he says hi, and he's a literal eldritch god. Kirby is what I call my comfort series, created by Masahiro Sakurai because yes, the man makes more than just Super Smash Bros. The little dude has been a household name for decades. Weirdly, my introduction to him was actually through the anime. I don't know, my parents were weird with games. I didn't get to play Pokemon until I was 10. But whenever I feel down, I can always rely on this dude's cute, adorable friendliness to cheer me up. I actually used to stay up at night during high school playing Squeak Squad on the DS because it helped me feel better after... You know, whoever said high school was the best years of their life was wrong. That said, Squeak Squad was the last game in the series that I actually bought. I played the demos for the entries after that, but I was mostly focused on other kinds of games at that point. However, 2022 is the year I'm returning to Kirby, and well, it's not really a secret that Kirby and the Forgotten Land is coming out soon. The main thing that drew me to this game was the fact that it takes a lot of elements from an old beta that was being made on the GameCube that I was really looking forward to. Then it got shelved. However, it seems like HAL Laboratory is revisiting this concept, with Kirby now roaming around in a 3D space, and many new features have been added. Nintendo has once again surprise dropped a demo on Switch, so without further ado, everyone, welcome to Demo Rush. It's really weird knowing that this year Kirby is turning 30 years old. Yes, Kirby is older than me. We're gonna ignore that. The Forgotten Land is essentially a celebration for this. But in the past, it has been shown that a lot of milestone games end up being a buggy mess if they aren't handled properly. The most prominent example of this is Sonic 06, which, yeah. But Nintendo seems to be pretty confident since they put out a demo for the game, so let's see how it panned out. Oh, I should probably explain this. During my recording, my red Joy-Con decided to die, so I had to switch to just my blue one, which also died. So throughout the video, you'll be seeing the face buttons and the directional buttons. But yeah, let's talk about the good stuff. The story is fairly simple, being a Kirby game. While wandering on Popstar one day, Kirby suddenly finds a massive storm and tries to fly away on his Warp Star, but ends up getting sucked in after hitting a tree. The storm turns out to actually be a wormhole that leads to the Forgotten Land. Meeting a new friend, Elfilin, Kirby decides to stay and help him rescue the captured Waddle Dees and defeat the Beast Pack. It's a super simple concept, but it works really well, and I love how it gives a logical reason as to why Kirby gains his new mouthful ability. And come on, it's Kirby. Of course it's gonna be cute. Testing out the gameplay, it actually felt really nice to control. It didn't feel slippery, it didn't feel too heavy, everything just felt right. The developers also added a new auto swallow mechanic, which I turned off, but I think will be really helpful, especially for younger players. Due to the nature of the game, the swallow button was changed from down to L, and I feared this wouldn't feel good to use, but I actually got used to it rather quickly. You can also flip by pressing the A button over and over, and B will suck up blocks, enemies, or objects you can use in mouthful mode. But the best part of the controls? Pressing up on the directional buttons gets Kirby to wave at you. And pressing down makes him, okay, this is too cute, moving on. Of course, like previous games, some enemies will give Kirby copy abilities. The demo only has a few, such as Sword, Cutter, and Ice, but they were also pretty good to control. The only one I didn't really like was the Bomb ability. I felt the explosions took way too long and aiming was just a little awkward. Of course, if you don't want an ability, you can hold Y to get rid of it, or you can let it get smacked out of you. Once you complete the demo, you can also use the new evolved copy abilities, and they were also pretty fun to use, especially Ice, which creates snowmen you can throw at enemies. Of course, you can't talk about abilities without talking about Mouthful Mode. Mouthful Mode isn't really a copy ability, but more Kirby just controlling whatever he tried to swallow. This can be driving a car, spitting out soda cans, or killing a lizard. I'm interested in what the main game has to offer since only 3 were shown out of presumably 13. Moving on to the world itself, it's sort of like a kid's first 3D Mario game. Kirby collects coins throughout the world, which will eventually be used in the Waddle Dee town, and has side objectives to complete. The game doesn't give you a rating depending on how many of these you do, but in the end I think they're going to be used to unlock a hard difficulty because main story difficulty is back, baby! There's only normal and easy right now, but I'm really glad they brought this back because difficulty just in the minigames was a bit of a letdown. It might have also been a factor that people thought Star Allies was too easy, but guys, it's a Kirby game, what did you expect? But I think this is a great addition, since normal and hard can be used by veterans of the series, and easy mode can be used for younger gamers. While exploring the world, you can also get trophies from Gachapon capsules, similar to Smash Bros. Melee, and I love this. This is such a good callback, and it's something I've been missing for a while in Smash Bros, so I'll definitely be going after these. The boss of the demo, Strong-Armed Beast Gorimondo, is actually a bit of a challenge. I didn't lose, but I was pleasantly surprised by the jump up in difficulty for the boss. And finally, I'm not joking when I say this, I think The Forgotten Land is the best looking game on the Switch. Yes, better than Breath of the Wild, better than Legends Arceus, and better than Super Mario Odyssey. The game is so colorful and vibrant and runs at a smooth 60 frames per second. Everything has a personality to it, and that's something a few of those other games lack. Seriously, if I don't see this on any best looking Switch games lists, I will be severely disappointed. There isn't an occasional thing, but for the most part, it's gorgeous. And it didn't need to be, is the thing. HAL Laboratory has put in things they didn't need to, but because they did, it enhances the game by a lot. So far, Kirby and the Forgotten Land has had a lot of promise. And I kind of don't even want to move to the negative stuff because there isn't even a lot. Before we go to that section, let's just dance a bit. Okay, dancing's over. I feel like this will be an opinion that some people will agree with and others won't. I think the music doesn't fit the game. Now, I'm not saying the music is bad by any stretch of the mind, since it is still good, but the orchestral feel in the levels just doesn't really scream, this is Kirby. The series is known for bouncy, chaotic music that gives you a feeling of joy and adventure. The music in The Forgotten Land is a lot calmer compared to, say, like Butter Building. I definitely think some people will agree and some won't, but personally I just don't think the orchestral side fits. They did bring back the end level music though, so all is forgiven. Now, it seems like each demo rush always complains about the length, but this time it's a worry about the full game rather than the demo itself. The demo goes for about 30 minutes, so pretty good length, but the world in the demo is only 3 stages. While someone from Eurogamer said that the first world has 5 stages with some extra levels, this is obviously not the best source since it's not public information. I'm worried that the worlds will be too short since it's not clear whether the stages were shuffled to fit only 3 in or not. If the worlds actually are this short, then that's a huge problem. Personally, I would have chosen to stop at a mid-boss rather than the final world boss. I don't dislike this next point, but I know some people will, so I think it's worth bringing up. While the game does run at 60 FPS, enemies in the background do move at a lower frame rate. I don't mind this because it makes the game run better and it's not an eyesore, but I know some people really hate this kind of thing because it can be distracting or immersion breaking. This final point isn't really a bad thing either, but more a personal complaint. I really would have loved to see Waddle Dee Town in the demo, even if we couldn't do anything big. It would have been nice to see a preview of it. It looks adorable, and I think introducing some of its functions in the demo would have been a good introduction for what's in the final game. But yeah, not much bad to be honest. So what's the verdict on Kirby and the Forgotten Land? This is a stunningly good Kirby game. Obviously, if your preferences lean more towards games like Dark Souls or Call of Duty, it won't be your thing. But if you're just looking for a cute and chill game to play, you really can't go wrong here. The shift to full 3D has turned out really well, it's vibrant and amazing to look at, and there's even co-op right from the start, which I didn't review for obvious reasons. Overall, I'm sorry Triangle Strategy, but Kirby and the Forgotten Land gets a 4.5 out of 5. Honestly, I'll be surprised if this game doesn't sell. Please go play this demo and check it out for yourself. Updating the leaderboard, Glitch remains in first, Kirby has taken second place, and Triangle Strategy has been knocked to third, taking Resident Evil Village off of the chart. Maybe I should use a bar graph instead. Hey everyone, so you might remember from years ago I had a Patreon. I later shut it down because it wasn't fair for people to donate when it could take months to upload something, but now I've decided to overhaul it and make a new one. This one is done by upload, so if I don't make a new video for say months, you won't get charged until the next thing I make. Of course, joining this is not mandatory, and I ask that you think of your own financial situation first. Other than that, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Be sure to mash that X button and up, down, left, right, BA, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye!